The Brooklyn Nets are rolling. They've won 12 in a row as of recording. They're sitting at 25 and 12, second place in the Eastern Conference. Behind Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, this team is really, really rolling. Kevin Durant's averaging 29.6 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 5.5 assists, playing some of his best basketball we've ever seen. And that's really, really saying something. Kyrie Irving right now is averaging 26.2 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. For all the hate that Kyrie gets and all the stuff and all the drama around him, at the end of the day, you have to respect Kyrie's game. He is one of the greatest players in the game of basketball we've ever seen. I'm willing to lie on that. Kyrie Irving should have been a top 75 member. On a night in and night out basis, you know what you're going to get from him. It might not be as consistent as you would like or as efficient, but nonetheless, he is such a dynamic scorer around the rim with the ball handling. It's on another level. I really enjoy watching Kyrie Irving's game. And like I said, I know he gets a lot of hate, but at the end of the day, you have to respect the basketball player that Kyrie Irving is. And with those two in Brooklyn right now, things are really, really rolling. There were so many questions heading into this season on how good Brooklyn would even be. And it seems like they've answered them right on a roll, 25 and 12, like I said, and things really seem to be looking up for them. Alongside Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, you've got a guy like a young big like Nicholas Claxton who can set screens and roll to the rim, be a lob threat, and isn't a bad rim protector either. Alongside those two, he seems to fit really, really well. And obviously, you've got a guy like Ben Simmons who there's still a lot of questions on how he fits in Brooklyn and what the plans are for him long term to fit with this team. But nonetheless, I think we're slowly starting to see him figure things out more and more and kind of figure out that maybe I should just be a really, really good defender and set these two up occasionally on offense. Seth Curry, I really enjoy Seth Curry. He's one of my favorite watches in the NBA just because he's such a dominant off-ball threat. The way he moves off screens, the way he gets open, the way people are always having to worry about him. He's shooting 40% from the three-point line this year. He's an off-ball threat, like I said, like his brother who's elite at it. To run off screens nonstop, to know the angles to come off, to get yourself open for a shot. Seth Curry does a phenomenal job at it, and it shows with the two ball dominant guys, and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Yuta Watanabe has been nice for them as well, a plug and piece kind of guy who's shooting pretty well for the season, who seems to have found a home out in Brooklyn. Patty Mills is a veteran point guard who knows what he's doing, who you can trust with your second unit to throw out there for 15 to 20 minutes a game when you're giving Kyrie a rest, who's going to keep things under control, who's going to shoot pretty efficiently for you, and ultimately who's going to play really well and keep your guys collected. Markieff Morris I'm not the biggest Markieff Morris fan, but he's seen, both the Morris twins, they seem to have spurts where they're shooting the ball really well and being threats, and then they kind of go quiet, in my opinion. But nonetheless, I think he's a guy that if they want to play small, he could be their center. He can spread the floor for Kyrie and Kevin Durant, which I think is ultimately super important for this team. Edmund Sumner's another guy as well who's been, getting some spot minutes here and there, who hasn't disappointed. I enjoy watching what he's done, the renaissance he's had coming back into the league after having injuries and whatnot. And he seems to be playing really well in Brooklyn for this Nets team. A young guy like Cam Thomas, who's an electric offensive player, isn't going to do much defensively, can come in 10 to 20 minutes, might go off and give you 20 points really quickly, or is going to shoot really efficiently. So it's kind of come and go there for him. And the last guy I'll mention who is very key for this Brooklyn Nets team is Royce O'Neal. He's shooting 43% from three this season. I think that's really important because, like I said, it's a running theme for these two guys. Spread the floor and give these guys all the room they need to go get a bucket from all three levels, which those two are able to do. And Royce O'Neal seems to fit really well out in Brooklyn. Like I said, 43% from three. But for me, the X factor for this team is TJ Warren. TJ Warren's coming off an injury, is 6'8", 220 pounds, phenomenal athlete. Nothing stands out like athletically as far as like going and dunking the ball, having a highlight play, but a guy that can defend multiple positions, who for his frame and for his body is really, really, really solid. For the year, he's averaging 10.2 points, 3.4 rebounds, 1.5 assists. He's played right around 10 games this year, coming off a pretty serious injury that kept him out all of last year. So I think it's going to take some time to adjust for him to get things figured out. But I don't think it's a coincidence that he comes back and he's a part of them winning 12 games in a row. He's shooting 31% from the three right now. You would love, obviously, that needs to go up. I don't think that's something to worry about right now. Like I said, he was out all of last season. He's going to figure things out. For his career, he's 35% from the three. And so I think why I chose TJ Warren is because he's another guy that I don't think people remember how good he was. He was another guy that could score from all three levels of the floor. And during the bubble, when he was really getting going, I mean, it was phenomenal stuff to watch him every game out there in the bubble to light teams up. He was going insane for some games. But ultimately, why I picked TJ Warren, because when he gets healthy and when he gets back acclimated, rolling and playing well, he's going to be another offensive threat that this team has. But you've seen teams like this before, a bunch of offensive threats, nobody really defensively to buy in, and it doesn't end up going well. But I think TJ Warren can really help this team defensively. 6'8", 220, like I said. He could be a small ball five. I envision, because as of right now, I have this Brooklyn Nets team making a deep run in the playoffs. I envision Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Royce O'Neal, TJ Warren, and Nick Claxton, Ben Simmons, one of those two in that last spot. Like, that's four really good shooters. Three guys that can go get you a bucket from anywhere on the floor, and a guy like Royce O'Neal spotting up, and Nicholas Claxton or Ben Simmons being the pick and roll kind of guy. I think that's going to be really key for this Brooklyn Nets team in the long run, is having him come in and just being another offensive threat that teams really, really have to worry about. Because ultimately, if this team is going to have a successful run in the playoffs, they're going to need more guys to step up than just Kyrie and Kevin Durant. We saw that last year with those two against the Celtics. Things kind of got ran out really quickly, and they needed help. And I think TJ Warren can be the answer for this team. Offensively, in the playoffs, he can help you. He can even probably win you a game or two in a series if he gets hot. But he's going to play alongside Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving well. He's going to be able to spread the floor like a Royce O'Neal. And if you want Nicholas Claxton out, he can be your starting center. He can be your big man in crunch time. He can play alongside Seth Curry. He can play alongside Ben Simmons. Ultimately, everybody on this team that is going to play a lot of minutes come crunch time, TJ Warren can help you out and be effective no matter who's out there on the floor. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of this X Factor Standout series. We got a lot of stuff coming your way, so be sure to stay tuned in. Let me know what you think of this Brooklyn Nets team. Do you think they can make a deep playoff run? Who do you think their X Factor is? Let us know down below. We appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe like always. Until then, we'll see you around.